the agrarian zones in Pudukkottai and Sivagangai districts. Ponds that once fed fields and farmers had diminished to a fraction of what they were earlier. Temple tanks were no longer looked upon as hygienic enough for consumption. Biodiversity seemed a thing of the past, with the conspicuous absence of migratory birds. Close to 2,000 farming families in Pudukkottai and Sivagangai districts had grown resigned to these adverse conditions, finding little to look forward to. This was an agrarian economy that was teetering towards a bleak future, despite centuries of prosperity that their villages were once known for. It was the watershed management project initiated by E.I.D. Parry and AMM Foundation, a unit of the visionary Murugappa Group, and ably assisted by Siruthuli, a Coimbatore-based NGO, which proved to be the beacon of hope that brought a discernible difference to the farming regions of these two districts.
The Project NANNEER was first conceptualized in early 2020, just ahead of the COVID pandemic. We wanted to give back to the communities in the districts of Sivagangai and Pudukkottai, where we have a number of our companies, installations and operations. Project NANNEER was then coined. We're very fortunate that the AMM Foundation, which is the charitable arm of the Murugappa Group, has come across and supported this project in a big way.
Groundwater investigation teams set out, led by hydrogeological and geophysical experts, to identify potential water-bearing zones that would facilitate recharge and record the flow, direction and gradient of groundwater. With this investigation, the comprehensive watershed management study was tabled.
So we started off with studying the watershed, and then ultimately swung into action in terms of rejuvenating defunct water bodies, desilting them, bunding them, and then sort of educating the people around in the villages in terms of how to better manage these water bodies.
The result: 7 water bodies were in line and Project NANNEER was underway. A Kanmai, which is another word for pond in Tamil, is a common sight across rural Tamil Nadu. So are man-made tanks and drinking water ponds. Rejuvenation of these water bodies was the central point of Project NANNEER. Vadakudipatti Kanmai and Chettiyan Kanmai in Sivagangai, Kana Kanmai, Rayar Kanmai, Panangudi Tank, Unayur Tank and Unayur Drinking Water Pond in Pudukkottai. In the history of these villages, these water collection spaces were lifelines. 3 organizations worked in tandem to set the ball rolling, moving through villages, meeting beneficiaries, explaining the principles of watershed management, creating awareness of biodiversity, and helping farmers feel the tangible difference. Siruthuli spearheaded the operations, providing the expertise to carry out. The visible results of meticulous planning, community participation, combined with collaborative efforts of E.I.D. Parry, AMM Foundation and Siruthuli, resulted in desilting. This was the first step taken. All 7 water sources were drained, surrounding excess foliage removed, and embankments strengthened. Islands. This was the second step. Productive use of excess silt resulted in islands formed as potential biodiversity spots. Birds would return and the fauna would flourish. Green cover as the third step. This had 2 major benefits. First, it strengthened the embankment, and secondly, it helped create a lung space around the water bodies. Wetland reclamation. The final and the most impactful outcome, creating a beneficial ripple effect on the land, flora and fauna.
Nanneer has also had a very positive impact on biodiversity. We see a lot of bird migration into the region. Many different species of birds, some even which have migrated from foreign lands, are now being seen in the districts of Pudukkottai and Sivagangai, where we have sort of done our watershed activities.
The final statistics today is impressive. 752.55 million litres increase in holding capacity across 7 revitalized water bodies. 278.52 acres of land have a better and greener future. 92 species of migrant birds sighted, of which some are long-distance migrants. 3,000 and more native trees planted at various project sites. Nanneer stands as a visible testimony of collaborative effort, reshaping the agricultural landscape in the districts of Pudukkottai and Sivagangai. We invite our esteemed value chain partners to harness your power for good by engaging in our impactful CSR initiatives.